Hello, hello, and welcome back to Brit Reviews It All. I'm so excited to try to get back on a routine. Um, so I'm really hoping that I can try to keep up with this. Been in and out. It's a long story. Anyway, so today I'm here to talk about two things. I'm gonna speak on my thoughts on the BET Awards 2023. Just a little quick, little my favorites. Just talk about that, and then I'm also gonna talk about Sistas, um, this latest episode. So I do not know what season we're on, and I don't know the name of this episode. So hopefully, if you've been keeping up, you already know what I'm talking about. Okay, so quickly to just kind of tap on the BET Awards. I just want to say the BET Awards overall, it was actually pretty good to me. I felt like I was up on my feet like the majority of the time, really enjoying all of the old school music that we got to hear, seeing everybody kind of coming back in the fold. And then they kind of, splash some of the newer stuff in there as well. Some of the stuff I did not know for the newer generation. Did not know who they were, or I knew who they were, but I didn't know that they sung that particular song. Um, so I will say, first of all, the show is extremely long, but isn't that most award show? They're really long. It was live, so I don't know if it was just me, but on my end, the sound was messing up a lot. The pre-show, the red carpet. Um, to me, the red carpet really could have been shortened, and that could have given more time for the actual awards ceremony. But I know they have to give everybody time to get there. So that's that. Okay. I want to say I really, really enjoyed Busta Rhymes. He really deserved his award, and um, and I know every time that he has that he's doing a set that he's gonna give his 100% full energy, full everything, and he did just that. I love "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See." That song and the song that he did with Janet. Those are like my two. No, in Pastor Cavassier. Those are my favorite songs of his. But it was some songs that I didn't even know he was a part of. He did really good with his speech. He gave good information, a quick little background about his start, things that I didn't even know about Busta Rhymes. So that was very, very interesting and really good to see. Um, Dochi, that girl is so good at switching up her hair, her everything, that not the majority of the time I never know it's her until I hear somebody say her name. I must have missed the part where they said they were basically saying she was coming on, because I didn't know who that was on the stage dancing in that pink um, bathing suit with that whole setup. I did not know who that was. I heard that song one time before, and I was like, okay, okay, but I didn't really go too much into it. So we can say I just added a new song to my playlist, okay? And so love it, love Dolce. Let me see, Coco Jones, she did super, super good. She sung the song I was hoping she was gonna sing. No offense to those who love Ice Spice, she's okay. I'm 34, so she's like more so for me hitting to the younger crowd. That's her audience, and the kids. But I would say I would have honestly preferred for her and Lola Brooke to swap spaces. I would have liked to see Lola on the bigger stage, and we could have put Ice Spice on the back on the side. Um, just my opinion. Just saying. As far as the newer girls, younger girls that's coming in for the in the rap division, I would have definitely more so wanted to see what Lola Brooke would have brought to the stage, the main stage. Let me see. The Miami set was bomb.com. Loved it. There's a lot of things going on right now about Trina and her appearance, with her weight and everything. However, I'm just like, dude, there's from the way from my point of view, I was not talking like, oh, she got big or nothing like that. it was more so of, I was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm loving hip hop. She says she's not going to have kids. She's not interested. But then when you saw her, the way that her stomach was very rounded, it would make one think that she was. So for me, it was more so out of excitement, like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. I wonder, is it with the guy that she was dealing with at the time, before that we've seen her on? I forgot his name. That was the way I was coming. That's what I was thinking in my head. So it wasn't more so like body shaming. I mean, like, not at all. But I think people are really taking it the wrong way. It was like, I wasn't talking about you. I'm just like, I was like out of excitement. Like, oh my gosh, like she's pregnant. And we can't act like it did not look like that. Like, let's not just kind of just try to make this into a body shaming thing. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. Anyway, but overall, Uncle Luke came out. Thank you, Jesus. Because I'm like, how you going to do the rap and not have Uncle Luke? I was kind of upset. I didn't get to see LL Cool J come through. I mean, I felt like Bow Wow should have kind of had a little something. You did the set with ATL. You had T.I., of course, had to come out. But we didn't get to see Ludacris do one of his most, popular songs. Like, it was a lot of stuff that we really didn't get to see. But I do understand that there's only so much they could do within the time allowed. There's no way that they would be able to do everything. So maybe with the BET Hip Hop Awards, we might get a lot more out of that. Fingers crossed. Let me see. I'm skipping around, by the way. Lil Uzi Vert. I felt like, sir, you were the opening act. You needed to come with it. And honestly, I feel like we could have probably replaced him with somebody else. That would have really got the show started and got it really going. Because that, I Just Want to Rock song, I mean, there's only so much you can do with that. And it was very dry to me. I'm sorry. That's what I felt. Let me see who else. Lotto did really good. I think that it felt like they really, really put more into the performers' sets. And I love that. It looks like you're giving them more. It's more of an effort to give them something to work with and just really get the audience involved and the viewers from home, get us into the show, the performance. So that was good. Let me think what else. Dallas. I'm from Dallas. Dallas was represented towards the end. Stanky Leg. I was so freaking excited, and you knew exactly who they were. If you didn't know, they were the guys who came on the stage, and every single one of them had on a Dallas Cowboys jersey. That's how you knew that they was representing Dallas, and I was here for it. I was so freaking excited. But like I said, overall, the show was pretty good. I think they did great. Last but not least, Patti LaBelle. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, I felt like that was very disrespectful to get up there. The song selection, maybe they could have picked a different song. Simply the Best. They could have did something. What's Love Got to Do with It? They could have did that one, because that song, I felt like her tribute was very rushed, and they didn't put the time and the energy in it that it should have been. I don't feel like she got the same experience that Whitney got, or Prince, or Michael. Like, we could have did something more for her, and maybe even chosen somebody else to sing to get up there and do the performance. Because I'm sorry, Patti LaBelle, she's all-time diva, she's all that, but that was terrible. And for her to get up there and not know those words, I felt like that was very disrespectful. I don't care how old you are on that stage, you are performing. I don't care if she be forgetting her own lyrics, but for that, you're doing this out of something for someone who passed away passed away. Like, you gotta give more to that. So I think they could have did better with that set. But I'll let that be that. Now, moving on. Let me see where I'm at on time, so I'm doing good. Moving on to Sistas. Sistas has been doing great since this season has come back on. I've been wanting to get on here and do my reviews, but I just have not had the time. I'm making the time today. I knew from the jump, I'm kind of going backwards, but I knew that Karen, I just felt that I'm like, Karen's not, she's alive. And lo and behold, here she comes. They have the reaction that they all had. Zach's reaction was the most noticed out of everybody. And we all know that Fatima was feeling some kind of way about it. And let's be honest, she was in a weird space. In one breath, you're trying to be sympathetic to the situation, but on one end, you're still feeling some kind of way because the man that you love and says that he loves you and y'all are engaged, he's showing a lot of emotion towards Karen, and we know that it's a sore spot for their relationship. We know that. So much to the point that Zach didn't even, first of all, Zach left her at the office. First of all, he left everybody. Second of all, you didn't even realize when she left. Once you realized that Karen was alive and well, you should have said, oh my gosh, we may not be on the best of terms, but definitely don't want to hear that you are no longer here. No one wants that to happen to you, even though y'all may not be, on the best of terms. And then proceeded to move over to your fiance and go and be with her. I think he just, who knows what to do in a situation like that. He just wasn't the best in that scenario, but and it's a tough space to be in. It's a tough space to be in from Fatima's point of view, and it's a tough space to be in from Zach's point of view. But I want Zach to not fake and try to not understand why Fatima may be feeling some kind of way about the whole scenario, and not about her passing away or possibly being gone from this earth. It's more so about his overreaction to what happened, what possibly could have happened to Karen. So let's keep it there. Okay. Because he's really playing dumb right now, right? Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and speak on Karen and Aaron, whatever his name is. He annoys the crap out of me. I feel like he's just too much. One, just like Karen said, you're too good to be true. There's a lot of red flags, and she keeps overlooking it. But this last one, something's not right about that. But even with their conversation, one, you showed up to her place without even calling and saying, hey, just wanted to catch up with you. I just, you left with your girls, but I would like to stop by. Can I stop by just to see you, for a little bit? Ask her. Don't just pop up at her place like that. He has no bounds. He's very, he's coming on too strong, but he's been like that from the beginning, right? Okay. So, for him to still not fully give her the answer as to why that lady was so enraged and so emotional towards him when she came to Karen's salon, he still hasn't really answered that. He goes around it, and then the conversation goes somewhere else. And I really wish that Karen would pull the conversation right back to what she needs to know, wants to know. He's not answering that, and he still hasn't fully answered. He's like, oh, no, she just, it's no. Something was going on to the point where you have this lady so much attached to you or so emotionally into you to where she's feeling some kind of way about something that was going on between the two of you. So much to the point that she followed you to find out where you were and came to Karen's salon. So that's that. But in the end, she ended up telling him to leave. We all know that she has said that she knows who the father of her child is. I honestly do not want that child to be Zach. I don't. It's going to cause even more of a situation between Fatima and Zach and Karen, because Karen is still not over Zach, as we saw in this episode, because he showed her a little bit of attention, a little bit of some kind of affection and not in a sexual way, and she's already taking it for more than what it should be, right? He thought you were gone from this earth, passed away. So let's not take that emotion and turn it into, oh, he said he still loves me. Yeah, he said he still loves you. He's been saying that, but he didn't say he's in love with you. That is two different things, I mean, Jesus, I don't think he's just that downright evil. Like, you know, I mean, come on, Karen. So you still are there. And then, even though I want this child to be Aaron's, whatever, I feel like her interaction with Zach and kind of the response that we're getting, it's almost kind of leading towards the fact that it could possibly be Zach's because she's feeling like, oh, he's, and she said that she wanted to tell the father, she wanted to tell them first. Um, she had the opportunity to tell Aaron when he came to her home. She did not say anything. But we all know how Tyler Perry is, so we really don't know. He wants to keep us guessing, right? Okay. Moving on. Who else? Let's see. For this latest episode, Andy and Gary. That whole scenario is getting on my nerves. I'm over it. Andy, what are you going to do? Either you're going to be with him or you're not. Or, I mean, do something. Because Gary, he's almost very similar to Aaron. He's hiding that emotion, that ugly emotion that we all know that he can be, that ugly side of him. It's still there. We see it kind of popping up, but he never fully lets it out. But it's there. Now, she told him, hey, I'm a little, I'm on some things. I've had something to smoke. I've been drinking. It's kind of got me feeling some kind of way to where I may say some things. You may not, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. He still insisted that he wanted to come over. Now, Andy is grown. She is not married. That's her place. He bought it, but it is in her name. However, I feel like he has too much access to it. Too much. She can have him over as much as she wants, basically. He still insisted that he wanted to come over. So he did. They got to talking. She was saying a lot of things, and he was not ready for it. And I think we finally got an answer on where she is mentally pertaining to Gary and why she still deals with him. So he got what he was looking for. She warned him before he came over there. She gave him an answer. He did not like it. Honestly, I think Gary, he likes to keep trying to come to where she is because he knows as long as she's with me, I know for a fact she's not with whatever the boss's name is. I don't even remember. She don't need to mess with him either, honestly. Y'all, it's the workspace. That's too much. Don't do that, girl. Why'd you do that to yourself? And it's like, I think that Gary has he's just really messed up that entire relationship, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be exactly what it is until she finds something that's going to really sweep her off her feet. And it won't be nothing he can do about it, but he's going to go crazy. And I'm like, how he's responded in previous situations before. So the best thing for you to really do, even though you're using him for your personal, reasons, you really need to completely cut it off with him because you're giving him false hope. And then you're also dragging him along when you know that it's not going to go nowhere from exactly. That's just what it is, But that's that. Let me see what else happened. Fatima walked in on Zach on the phone with Karen because Karen called him. We saw the clip, so we knew that was going to happen. I'm just like, Zach, it's like you keep putting yourselves in scenarios that you don't have to be in, You did try to call Fatima several times. She has not been answering your phone call. You've been with her long enough to know that when she does that, something's not right or she's upset about something. So, for her to walk in with you on the phone with Karen and she heard you say, I love you, that right there, you are driving a wedge between y'all even more. Sidebar, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I need for Tyler to literally have the same scenario and the same situations that they're going through on the show Zatima to align with what's also happening on Sisters. Because you're giving us two different storylines, in my opinion. It's not linking up. Are we ahead of what has already happened on Sisters, or are we behind what has already what's happening on Sisters? Like, when I watched Zatima in the end, Zach and Fatima were not together. Zach had slept with an old flame of his. Something was going on with his mama. Um, Him and Fatima were not on good terms. Then we come back to Sisters restarting, and they were on good terms, and everything was going good. And then something started happening with Karen, and then we're going back down the friggin' rabbit hole on that. And so now Zach is it's like the stories are all over the place between Zatima and them on Zatima and them on um, Sisters. So can we, for the sake of the viewers, have those stories to somewhat be right there together? Whatever's happening on Zatima needs to follow. That story needs to follow into Sisters, and so on and so forth, so that it's not all over the place. It's just it's weird to me. But that's my thoughts. I mean, I'm just sorry. I don't know if the writers, we maybe on Sisters we need to see less of Zach and Zatima, Fatima. Maybe we need to see less of them on Sisters. I'm not trying to get nobody to lose their job. No, I'm not saying that. But it's something's it has to flow. It's not flowing right now. But okay. Anyway, um, Lord, Maurice. He is the funniest thing on the show to me. I love when he has his scenes. I love his interaction with Calvin. I felt like the person who's playing Calvin, I felt like in that scene where when he came into the apartment and Calvin had brought in his furniture from storage, I felt like he was doing his best to hold his laugh in for that scene, because he kept kind of turning his head, and it's like that made it even more fun. I mean, but I love Maurice when he's on the show and he's doing his thing. He's all that. Um, I want to see what's going to happen with this. I'm really hoping that they can trick Q into admitting on tape what's going on with that. What really happened, and that way it clears. Excuse me. It clears. Why I can't think of her name right now. Whatever. It clears him and you know who from getting in any real trouble. I'm sorry. Let me look this up because I want to say something else. But I want to make sure that I'm saying that name. And why I can't remember her name. Sisters Cast. And Andy. Sabrina. Ha. Okay. Danny and Sabrina. They have a scene in the car. They leave. Sorry, but weren't they smoking and drinking before they left Andy's place? Sabrina, you shouldn't have been driving. You're out on bail. That was something that came across my mind. Just saying. I should have called an Uber or something, taxi, anything. You shouldn't be behind the wheel. But anyway, her and Danny are in the car and they're talking and they mention about her funds and how she's going to be paying for everything, just till she gets on her feet. She mentions about the prince, that he said he can help her. He'll help her. Invest. I'm like, girl, that could be a freaking scam. And Danny was right on it. I really want Danny to fully give Sabrina all the details about what that cop, that investigator or detective or whatever, about whatever was going on, because I don't recall Danny really telling Sabrina everything. I don't think she did. Girl, open up your mouth. This is when we need you to talk. And we need you to tell Sabrina about what's possibly going on with this guy, and why he is possibly being investigated. I'm really curious as to why the detective has not, like, what is he looking for? Because he's very gung ho about Sabrina and Maurice being involved in some kind of scheme, but we have not seen where the Prince guy, where he comes into play. What happened with that story? But whatever. But yeah, so that's what Sisters, for me. That's what caught my eye with that. Um, we're gonna see a new show next week, and we're gonna see what happens. Definitely got to see what happens with Fatima and Zach. It's gonna be some drama there, and I think that was the only clip I remember. But we're gonna see. I just need them to come on with it. Let's not drag this out. Yeah, even with Zach. Oh, Zach promising to help Karen fix her salon. I felt like that was too much. You already gave her money, a big stack of money. You gave her a good lump sum, and I'm like, well, Karen, what did you do with the money? And why you didn't have it? Why you didn't have insurance? You let it lapse. Like, girl, what was you doing? Anyway, but that's all I got, and we will see what happens next week with the show. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with more videos. Bye, y'all.